The median income on a monthly basis for an American is about $4,600. I make less than that, about $3,000 a month. Despite that, at 20 years old, I have a net worth of approximately the median 40-year-old. While I may not be rich at the moment, I certainly have been accumulating wealth faster than most people. And here's how I've done it. So the first thing I did was pretty basic, and that was simply living on less than I made and really cutting out any expenses that weren't directly getting me closer to my goals. Now, this isn't to say I didn't have fun, I didn't go out with friends, I didn't do anything, I just saved money like a miser. No, what I did was actually just practice delayed gratification and knew exactly what I wanted to put my money towards. While some may find this super simple and, super easy to do, this is actually a fundamental flaw in a lot of our society. So how exactly did I do that on $3,000 a month? Well, first of all, I went pretty extreme. I live with my parents, so I don't have to pay rent. I go to an in-state school for college that is mainly paid for by scholarships.
The part about living with your parents part, most people don't like that. I'm telling you, if you want to get ahead, and your parents will thank you if you have excess money to be able to give them a life surgery, saving surgery, whatever it is, due to your frugality. So I'm telling you, you might not want it, but hey, if you're down bad on your knees, you might, yeah.
And the really only fixed expenses that I have are just gas and insurance. So this might not be realistic for some people, but if you practice the same principles that I have, then you'll be pretty well off. Dude, this traffic is actually ridiculous. What the fuck? Holy shit, dude. This is absurd. That's a nice fucking Jeep though. Damn, those fucking tires are big. I wonder if it's a Trackhawk or just an SRT that's modded out. Anyways, that was the first thing I did. And you might be wondering, okay, well, yeah, I mean, you saved money, but what was it? On average, like $1,000 to $2,000 a month? And yeah, that's about what it was. I saved about anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month, depending on the month. And while this doesn't seem like a lot, compounding growth is a thing. And that leads me into my next point of what I did. Essentially, with all that money, I was either putting it in a high yield savings account or investing in the stock market or investing it in my own skills. So the money was not really just there to buy things like this Miata, which did cost me a pretty penny and maybe will go up in value, but rather that money was put towards things that have a long track record of growing over time if you stay consistent.
So he's basically talking about ETFs, okay? But for your emergency fund, you want to put in a high yield savings account because you want to have direct access to it just in case something goes wrong, because you don't want to sell out of your investments because the investments could be tanking and you sell out, you end up losing everything that you worked for years. But you do want to dabble between two of the, of both essentially, high yield savings account and investment account. Ideally one that's tax free, okay? In the UK, Trading 212 allows you to open up an ISA or any other platforms, or Roth IRA or 401k for all the American people and stuff like that, if you're watching from America.
So consistently investing in the market allowed my net worth to really go exponential over time, especially in these last few years. Mind you, I've only been working for about 4 years, but if you are able to put in that discipline and are able to invest, that is what is key. Whether that's investing in the market, in a simple savings account, if that's investing in yourself, you need to be investing in your own life. Personally, I loved my HYSA, which was just a high yield savings account that I put all my money towards that I might need in the midterm future, but wasn't something I was willing to, stash away for, 10 plus years or whatever for like a normal brokerage account. Outside of that, I invested in ETFs, and I did take some risky investments in my earlier years, but have since really let off that because I realized it's just not worth the, peace of mind that it takes away. So yeah, that's been honestly my investment strategy, is just investing myself, going to college, taking online classes if I can, investing in the market, and investing in savings. And on top of that, I've also bought assets, but most of those assets at least keep some of their value.
What assets?
Now, is the modifications I put into my cars really going to keep its value over time? Absolutely
the car.
not. However,
Nah, that's
there is
not
a good
asset.
balance to have with enjoying life now and then setting yourself up for the future. Those were the first two principles. The third principle was that I made sure to prioritize supplemental income as well. Now, this wasn't necessarily a top priority over like investing or saving or living on less than I make, but it was something that did help me, especially when I wanted to buy things just in my normal life.
I think what you need to do is just have a discipline. I'm gonna
And maybe-
have a discipline. I'm gonna set a certain amount of investment. You've seen me talk about on this channel. I'm gonna aim for £2,000 every single month. Invest that into either ETF or a single stock for me, just so I can get the most growth. Ideally, a volatile stock that I believe is gonna be here in the future. Okay. And then the ETFs will focus more on that to preserve our wealth a bit later on, like the the VOO, Vanguard, and all of that stuff.
With that, I just was bank and credit card churning and just using credit card points wisely. And yeah, that really helped me buy a lot of the nonsense things that I wanted. So even though I was silently building wealth in the background, I was also enjoying myself, going out with friends, and all of that. So yeah, those three simple principles really allowed me to get ahead of a lot of people. And these are some things that I think most anyone can implement. In the end, no one is gonna save you from mediocrity. No one's gonna invest in you more than you can invest in you. So, with that being said,
Let's see the comment section. Okay, I'm still 22, living with my mom, bro. Haha, good-ish. Building wealth and managing as many streams of income as possible. Everyone has to play the cards they were dealt with in life. Very true. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. 100 gazillion bazillion truth right there. Living with your parents already costs most of your costs, since a one-bedroom apartment is around 2K a month. It just depends who you're living with. Let's see what the reply was. One bed's around area Chicago's one minimum. So if 2K is your minimum, I'd expect to make 6 a month. Yep. In your area closer to 3K. That. Yeah. Some people just look. All he's saying, just do whatever it takes to bring your rent down, because that is what takes most people's wealth away from them. It's actually the living, the rent part, because most people could actually budget their groceries really, really low. It just depends on how hungry you want to stay. But what is not a non-negotiable is rent money, you see? So if you can work your way around that, then you're pretty much Gucci, and you could be frugal enough to save your income from your 9 to 5. Trust me, in a couple of years, you could be in a good position. So that's what we're working on this channel, obviously, as I mentioned to you guys. But yeah, this is very curious. Anyways, where are you currently in your process of building wealth? Have you just started? Are you currently with your parents? Are you not? I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video whilst you're there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. God bless.